What's up, Aquarius? Welcome to your March 2020 general reading. This is going to be for you, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please keep in mind that all the messages are not going to resonate with all of you guys, so definitely check out your Moon, your Rising, your Venus if the Sun is not hitting, okay? I want to thank all of you guys for being here. Thank you. If you are new, what's up? My name is Danny. If you are returning, what's up? Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate all the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Please continue to do so. It just really helps the videos generate and circulate so that people who really need to hear the message can, okay? So thank you. Let's get into this reading. So last time we left off February, actually things felt pretty good for a lot of you Aquarius people. I think there was a love offer that you cannot resist. There were some beautiful things coming to you. Now, I do feel that that is still a thing. I do feel like there are offers still coming to you, but I'm not going to deny the fact that probably the end of February going into this beginning of March has shown you a few things, which would be normal, right? We just got out of Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde is really good for showing us a lot, including like our shadow selves, because a lot of times during Mercury retrograde, we're kind of put in uncomfortable situations, whether we're having to be faced with things from the past, people of the past, being a little bit more indecisive, being a little bit more impatient, things going awry with your technology, all those things. It really brings out a different side of people. So actually, when you're getting to know someone, sometimes Mercury retrograde is a great place to start because you can kind of see how people are under pressure. Now with you guys, and I've been telling other people this too, another thing is with Mercury retrogrades, a lot of times, let's say if you're more logical and intellectual and just like kind of moved by what makes sense, Mercury retrograde will have you flip. So a lot of people who are a little bit more pragmatic seem to be a little bit more in their feels at this time, especially because it is retrograde, or it was retrograde in Pisces. So some of you guys might have been in your feels just a little bit more than what you're comfortable with. And that's fine too, because I think it's important that we have those different perspectives. I have a brother that is an Aquarius, and he's gotten better with age. But when we were younger, oh God, he's just irritating my soul. And I'm in Libra, so you got two air signs going at each other, and it was just there. He could not see other points of view, like just so stubborn to the point of, no, this is what makes sense, but not considering other things and other people's feelings and other elements that go into a situation. And now as he's matured, as he's gotten older, he still can be stubborn in his way, but I can have a conversation with him and he can kind of, okay, I see it. And so for Aquarius, I think that's something that you guys battle with just as a sign. You are so, you guys are the rebels. You guys are the rule breakers, and you guys are necessary for our society push forward. We just wouldn't without you. But with that, I do feel like a lot of you guys are at a place where you're probably having a lot of mental back and forth, right? Also, it's funny, when I was talking to Gemini and Virgo, which to me, Gemini and Virgo are other like badass signs, like you guys that just don't really need anybody for the most part, don't want to be bothered. But I feel like a lot of Geminis and Virgos at this time are like, no, you know what? Fuck it. I want a relationship. I want love. I want to just be able to relax and not be whatever. And I feel like with you guys, it's no different. So let's just get into the reading. This will all make sense. Okay. Now you guys start with the bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. That's trouble. That's feeling heartbreak. That's feeling disappointment. Now, some of you guys may have been going through something. Now, again, I feel like February going into March has shown you guys a lot about a situation, a person, even a lot about yourself. And even with that, there could be, multiple feelings of upset or disappointment, indecisiveness, all this. Now, what's important to remember is underneath that Three of Swords, you got the Strength card. That is Leo energy, which Leo is actually your opposite sign. But whenever we get the Strength card, it always implies that there's something we need strength for. So if you guys have recently, gone through an upset, a breakup, anything like that, like just know that I love you, I'm with you, and that you are being protected, right? And to make sure that through that, as much as you can, not really to flex your overly macho masculine strength of like barking at people and having to be right and all those things, but really kind of touch down more into your feminine strength, which is I think what a lot of you guys are having to do, what Mercury retrograde kind of brings out of you, being a little bit more in your feels, being a little bit more intuitive. Everything isn't just by what makes sense and by the word and by the whatever. It's there's more to it. And I think overall this is going to help you guys become a more well-rounded person. So just know I'm here for you. If there is, you know, something that recently happened, send you all my love. Okay. Now, Knight of Cups, Devil, and Two of Pentacles. Interesting. So last time we talked about a possible love interest coming in, a love situation coming in. I still think that's the same, but what's interesting is with this Knight of Cups is it's going towards the Devil. Now, the Devil is the only card that you have here in the whole spread is that is a major arcana. So I really do think that March is a lot about tackling the things that have power over us, getting out of our own way, tackling those things that we keep repeating, right? We're looking at the Two of Pentacles. This is, you've got the infinity sign around the pentacles. So this is indicating that whatever it is that you guys are going through, this is kind of cyclical. If you guys have connected with someone during this retrograde, there may be a chance that you're starting to see things about this person where it's like, if I keep going down this road, I'm basically repeating the same cycle. It may look a little different, but it's the same shit. Or it may be that you are challenging yourself to be better and maybe not do certain things just individually that you know are not conducive for your overall growth, right? Now, oh yes, a lot of you guys do have someone that you are in love with and someone that you want to extend your love to. Some of you guys, this feels like it may be an apology too. Okay, so Ace of Cups, Page, or Knight of Cups. This is love coming in. Ooh, are some of you guys thinking about higher level of commitments? Hierophant card, that's Taurus energy, but it's also about marriage. It's also about community, even spirituality. That's a very big thing with the Hierophant. But going back to the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups, whether you guys are wanting to offer, you know, a love offer or an apology, what I do like about this is I do feel like it's pure. Maybe some of you guys have had some upsets and you could be dealing with a Capricorn, but if not, like maybe you guys have again taken this time to really see where you can take responsibility for certain things going wrong, or certain arguments happening, or just certain toxic behaviors. And so I do feel like you guys, those of you guys who may be separated from a loved one at this time, I do feel like you're in a place where you want to genuinely make it work. And I do feel like this is something that's maybe been going on for quite a while, right? Because this Two of Pentacles, she's been bouncing this for a minute. But the thing with Two of Pentacles, you can only juggle for so long. I mean, after a while, you lose that momentum. And so the other person may be feeling like, you know what? We've gone through this. I don't know. This has been a back and forth thing. So I don't know that the other person is as receptive as you guys are right now, or as receptive to what it is that you're wanting. If you are in that situation, it just feels like there's conflict all around, and they, for one, are confused as well. Two of Pentacles as well. Yeah, so it's been a balancing act for the both of you. Now, what came out with this Temperance card is the Devil card. So I do feel like if you are this person that's in this situation, things might have started to get funky probably around Sagittarius season, probably November. I feel like this has been a long going thing. I don't feel like this is anything that just popped up. I feel like it's something that you know about it, you know full well. Like maybe that might be when they moved out or started sleeping on the couch, or, you know, whatever the thing is. But Temperance energy it's a very spiritual card as well. It's that Sagittarius energy. It's really about finding the ebb and flow of things, right? It's about alchemy. It's about being able to blend two things and, you know, make it work, right? This angel has one foot on the water and one foot on land, basically saying that you have to be both emotionally, you know, grounded and, you know, grounded like in a sense on the earth, right? So there's a lot here that's talking about balance. And maybe if you are in a situation where you were in a relationship where things didn't go right, and this is where we're getting this Three of Swords from, this is about finding the balance of a situation. And then if you are single, let's say you are finding that maybe you are falling into the same traps of liking the same type of people or repeating the same type of patterns and in your own way self-sabotaging. I think this is a time that you guys are really seeing that and working on it, which is beautiful. Again, Mercury retrograde will throw shit in your face. It will bring you a time to review and to fix the things that went wrong, right? Now, Wheel of Fortune is clarifying this Two of Pentacles, so I love this. So this is about the wheel changing. The wheel always spins in our favor. It's always about a leveling up. This is a 10 number, which nets to a 1, so it's ending and a beginning all at the same time. So what I do like is I do feel like whatever it is you guys have been trying to balance, I do feel like it's pure. I do feel like you are genuinely in a good place where you're trying to. And if you've been alone, like let's say someone moved out or someone, you know, stopped in the relationship, and I say that because we got the Five of Pentacles, that's a feeling of being left out in the cold. I do feel like this separation was probably the best thing for you, because sometimes it's hard to face the things that we need to see and face the things that we need to fix when we've got someone else in our face all the time, right? So let's say if you are separated at this moment, I think that it's a really good thing. Now at the bottom of the deck, you've got the Death card. That's Scorpio energy. So you may be dealing with the Scorpio as well, but that is about transformation. So this is a big time of transformation for you guys. And also just remember with that Temperance card, be patient with yourself, be patient with others. You know, sometimes as strong personality people have to go through things a little bit longer to understand. And I get it. My Mars is an Aquarius, so trust me, I'm right there with you. I feel like things are balancing out. And when we get the Wheel of Fortune again, that is a leveling up. That is really kind of like a pat on the back. It's letting you know that you have completed some serious things, and so like the universe is going to move with you and take you to that new place, right? So Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Two of Cups. Again, you guys like Virgo and Gemini right now. I feel like you guys all want connection. I just feel like you guys all have your own little hangups in terms of why. Gemini has to do with they don't want to lose their independence. You know, Virgos has to do with they're unfortunately just kind of naturally pessimistic and always think that something's going to go wrong, and they're perfectionists, which makes it hard to get close to them sometimes. With you guys, it's kind of the same. You're just really strong personalities, and some of you guys are very stubborn, and you're so smart that sometimes you ever meet someone who's so smart, like they're almost too smart for their own good. That can be where Aquarius goes wrong sometimes, or where things get difficult for Aquarius sometimes, right? And so in that way, sometimes you find yourself that you have to learn lessons and it takes a little bit longer. Now again, some of you guys might be feeling a little displaced in terms of your relationships, even in terms of like, I don't know if some of you guys are in a move that you did not want, feeling left out. If money has been a little rocky, money is going to get better for sure. I definitely feel like you guys were going through a dry spell in terms of money and finances, and maybe that wasn't helping anything either, because we all know people argue over some money, honey, and some finances. I do feel like some of you guys are moving into a new spot, or it could be that someone else has moved. And so what it does is, again, almost like this space that you're spending away from your person, it allows you to figure out all the things that you need to do for you, and not just for that person, right? Because I don't necessarily think that when we make changes for other people, it always sticks. I think that the best way to change is for yourself, because that's what's going to stick. Things that you know you need to do for you, and things that you know you want to do for you. Now, I love that the Four of Wands is actually in the center of the spread. This is the 1111 card. So whatever it is that you guys are wanting to manifest at this time, you can. I think a lot of this just had to do with getting out of your own way in terms of toxic behavior, toxic people, and cycles. Now, Hermit card. Again, like I told you, a lot of you guys, being alone March is going to be really good for you, even if it feels a little like, right? Because the Hermit is alone, not to feel sorry for himself and not to have a pity party, but this is all about gaining wisdom. This is all about gaining perspective. This is all about following your own light, right? Finding your own truth. The Hermit card, he's super wise, and Shut the hell up. As I'm talking to you guys, my Aquarius brother texts me. I'll get back to him in a second. Also, you guys might be connected to a Virgo, but this is about you guys finding your own light. This is about you guys gaining your own strength in different ways. You guys are very strong, very smart, but there's, we've all got things to learn. Tower card at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so I do feel like by something going wrong, actually it turns around so things can go right. And I know that sounds so like, but it's true, for real. Now, you've got the Two of Cups here. So there absolutely is connection with someone for some of you. And for some of you guys, I feel like this is just you guys wanting to really work on something you already have with a certain person, because you do feel like things are real. You do feel really connected. You do feel like there's love there. But it's about finding that balance, Eight of Swords. You or this other person is stuck, though. And maybe both of you. And then we've got the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this is about taking a break, right? This is about chilling. Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. Three of Swords, like I said, is all about that heartbreak. It's all about that disappointment or that betrayal. Could be third party. But four is when we kind of take time to ourselves to rest. Four of Swords to me is like a minor arcana to the Hermit's major arcana. So this is a time to get clear. This is a time to get those chakras aligned. This is a time to get your head right. This is a time to really do for you. And I think that if a lot of you guys are experiencing this Eight of Swords energy, which I think you are, actually got it twice, this is a really good time to kind of separate yourself, know what goals you have in mind, know what you're going to do to get to them. But I think there's a real need to take a break from certain things. And again, if you are single, if this has nothing to do with reconnecting with another person, it feels like there may be some doors that you're about to walk into, or that you can see that you could walk into, that could potentially put you in another situation, right? With that Devil card. There's some cyclical things. And then we've got three eights out here. And that can be, and then you've got that Two of Pentacles. Excuse me. So there's a lot of confusion here. And I feel like a lot of you Aquariuses are trying to do things in terms of what's the right thing to do. But what you have to do first is get rid of that mental confusion. What will help you is like more of that meditating, all that kind of stuff. Because I just feel like, unfortunately for us air signs, we can get really wound up, really clouded, really that analysis paralysis, right? Because we're always thinking. It's like a gift and a curse. It's the toughest shit ever. I tell people all the time. So, Seven of Cups, Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords. So sevens and tarots are all about the inner questing. It's about going deep within. Again, it's a very spiritual number in terms of going deep within. And you've got all these cards that are really kind of pointing to the fact that right now is the best time to kind of just be alone. Even if you are in a relationship and things are going just fine, you might be finding that you need more you time right now to feel connected to you right now. So like, let's say you're married, you've got kids, just making sure you have time for you, because I think that things can immediately spiral out of control if you don't. Some of you guys are feeling a little wound up. You got the Nine of Pentacles clarifying the Seven of Cups. Now, Seven of Cups is to me definitely that card of, okay, you need clarity. Okay, you need to get clear, because you've got all these options, right? But some of them aren't practical. We know this. Some of them aren't real. Some of them are just you being in your own world. And again, we've got that Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles person is that's that single ladies card. This is a person who does what they need to do for them, right? They take care of them. And everyone knows their boundaries because they show you by the way they take care of them. People treat you exactly how you treat yourself, and there's no question, right? So again, some of you guys maybe just be getting some lessons right now in terms of like, show people how to treat you, you can't fix everything. And sometimes instead of arguing and doing all that, it's better to just be alone. Sometimes no words Sometimes no communication with certain things, especially if they're getting ugly and you feel like it's just a dead end thing. Sometimes that's better than anything else. Eight of Swords with the Nine of Wands. Okay, so Eight of Swords is that feeling of being stuck again coming up. We've got it twice, so big message about that. Whether it's you or a person you're dealing with, I feel like it could be both of you. And then you got Nine of Wands, which is talking about, this is a person who's been through heartbreak. This is a person who's been through the struggle. They fought. They've gone through the wars. They're a little banged up in the head. Things, they're not feeling completely A1, but they're still at that point where they can fight. This is a fucking survivor, and this is someone who's really, really strong. So remember that when you are feeling stuck, sometimes we get into our own way and we think that there's just nothing good that's going to come from a situation, or we just don't know what to do. But remember, Eight of Swords, honey, you can get out of this situation. You can wiggle your way out of it. It feels like for some of you, the biggest problem is just the way that you're thinking. Change your perspective on things, because Eight of Swords energy, there's nothing holding this person back from wiggling out of those bandages, taking off that blindfold, taking a sword with them to walk up the mountain to that castle. Like, there's nothing stopping them but them. But I think that a lot of you guys are just feeling mentally tired. And again, Mercury retrograde can do a number on people. So I think that some of you guys are coming out of that. Seven of Swords. Again, spiritual number. But Seven of Swords talks about deception. So you may have someone around you who has been deceptive, and maybe they're telling you one thing, but maybe they're doing another, and maybe that could be why you guys are feeling so confused. But again, to that I say, spend more time on yourself, worry about you, nurture your own self, worry about your home, right? Because we really can't do anything about other people. We can't control other people. But also, this could be someone that you guys were in a relationship with. And if that's the case, then I understand why that Three of Swords is there. And I understand why you guys are hurt. And I understand why you could be overthinking things. And I understand. But again, put that focus back into you. I think it's really important to be clear, draw your boundaries, especially if you feel like there's someone who's out there trying to, tear you down or tear down your character, or take you out of your character. In the end, everything lines up exactly as it should be, okay? So, 2 cards came out. You guys got No More Complaining and Clearing Debts. So, No More Complaining says, complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. Okay, so beautiful. And you got the angel there. So, got a few angels on this spread. You guys are being guided. If you feel like you're not alone, you're not alone. These are just things that you have to work on. These are just things that you have to look at. And we all have our own things. So don't even get into that victimhood of like, oh, why is it always me? No, it's everybody right now. And you're not alone, and you are being supported, and things are working out. But I think right now the best thing you guys can do for you at this moment is making sure that you're spending enough time with you so you can be really clear on what it is you actually want. And so you are able to look at the ways in which maybe we sabotage our own situations, okay? And then clearing debt. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. More angels and a unicorn. What? Unicorns make me think of that third eye, right? That's where the horn usually, literally sprouts out of the unicorn's head. So trusting your intuition, trusting your gut, right? You guys are good. Now, what's interesting with this whole story, 2 love cards came out, and you guys got deception and release your ex. Okay, so deception, someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Is it you or is it them? It's general, so it could be either. For a good amount of you, I feel like you are finding out that, wow, this is not what I thought it was, or ooh, they're not who I thought they were. And that could be painful, and that could be really disappointing. But it's better to know now, right? And then you got release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Another angel. Yeah, she's a little, I don't know, what is she like? What is this called? She's, I don't know. But you guys are being guided. I know this is a tough time for many of you, but you guys are stronger than any of this bullshit, okay? And I love you, and I'm here with you, and I will talk to you soon, Aquarius. Bye.